The heat is on rethinking how we cook for a healthier future. We love the ease of processed food, quick meals, long shelf life, but at what cost? Heating food at high temperatures, a cornerstone of modern food processing, may come with hidden dangers. This essay explores the urgent need to reconsider our reliance on high heat processing for the sake of our health and the environment. We will delve into the science behind these risks, explore healthier alternatives, and propose actionable steps for consumers and policymakers alike. For centuries, cooking has been more than just sustenance. It's a cultural cornerstone, a source of pleasure. Yet the modern food industry's focus on speed and profit has led to a reliance on high-heat methods that may be compromising our health. These methods, from deep frying to ultra-pasteurization, can generate harmful compounds in our food, impacting our well-being in ways we're just beginning to understand. The allure of convenience is undeniable. We reach for pre-packaged meals, ready-to-eat snacks, and instantly prepared dishes, often overlooking the processes they've undergone. But behind the appealing packaging lies a complex web of industrial techniques, many of which rely on intense heat to ensure preservation and palatability. While these methods offer convenience, they may also introduce hidden risks. This isn't about villainizing modern food production, but about initiating a crucial conversation. We must acknowledge the potential downsides of high heat processing and explore alternatives. By understanding the science and advocating for change, we can move towards a food system that prioritizes both flavor and well-being. This journey begins with awareness, a willingness to question, and a commitment to making informed choices for ourselves and our families. The chemistry of cooking. How high heat creates hidden dangers. The enticing aroma of food cooking is often associated with positive experiences. However, this sensory delight can mask a less appealing reality, the formation of potentially harmful compounds. When food is subjected to high temperatures, its molecular structure undergoes significant changes. Sugars, amino acids, and fats react with each other, producing a range of new substances, some of which have raised concerns within the scientific community. One such group of compounds is heterocyclic amines, HCAs, formed when meat is cooked at high temperatures, particularly when charred or blackened. Studies have linked HCAs to an increased risk of certain cancers, raising concerns about their presence in frequently consumed foods. Similarly, acrylamide, another potentially carcinogenic compound, forms in starchy foods like potatoes and bread when cooked at high temperatures, such as frying or baking. The formation of these compounds is not limited to home cooking. It's further amplified by industrial food processing. Ultra-processed foods, often high in sugars, unhealthy fats, and artificial additives, undergo multiple stages of high heat treatment, potentially increasing the concentration of these harmful substances. While the exact levels and their long-term impacts are still under investigation, the potential risks are significant enough to warrant attention and encourage a shift towards gentler cooking methods. Understanding the science behind these chemical reactions empowers us to make informed choices. By being mindful of the temperatures and methods we use to cook our food, we can minimize the formation of potentially harmful compounds. This awareness allows us to enjoy the pleasures of cooking while prioritizing our health and well-being. Rediscovering the art of gentle cooking. Healthier alternatives at your fingertips. For generations, cultures around the world have embraced gentler cooking techniques that preserve the integrity of food while enhancing its flavor. These methods, often passed down through families, offer a compelling alternative to the high heat processing prevalent in today's food industry. These time-tested techniques not only reduce the formation of harmful compounds, but also retain valuable nutrients often lost in high heat processing. Steaming, for instance, gently cooks food in its own juices, preserving vitamins and minerals. Poaching, another gentle method, utilizes low heat to retain moisture and flavor, making it ideal for delicate proteins like fish. Slow cooking, a practice experiencing a resurgence in popularity, allows flavors to meld and deepen over time, transforming tougher cuts of meat into tender, succulent dishes. Beyond these traditional methods, modern culinary innovations offer further alternatives. Sous vide cooking, for example, involves sealing food in airtight bags and immersing it in a precisely temperature-controlled water bath. This method ensures even cooking, prevents nutrient loss, and enhances flavor. Similarly, air frying, a relatively new technique, uses circulating hot air to crisp food with minimal oil, offering a healthier alternative to deep frying. These methods are not just for gourmet chefs, they are accessible to everyone. Embracing these techniques can be as simple as steaming vegetables instead of boiling them, poaching an egg instead of frying it, or choosing a slow cooker recipe over a baked casserole. Each small change contributes to a healthier diet and a renewed appreciation for the art of gentle cooking. The true cost of convenience. Unveiling the environmental impact of heat-intensive processing. While the health implications of high-heat processing are concerning, the environmental impact adds another layer to this complex issue. The energy required to power industrial ovens, deep fryers, and other high-temperature equipment is substantial, contributing to greenhouse gas emissions and exacerbating climate change. The reliance on single-use packaging for many processed foods further compounds the environmental burden. Moreover, the production of processed foods often involves extensive transportation networks, from shipping raw ingredients to distributing finished products. This reliance on long-distance transportation generates significant carbon emissions, further contributing to environmental degradation. The disposal of packaging materials, often ending up in landfills or incinerators, adds to the ecological footprint of these food choices. The pursuit of convenience often comes at the expense of sustainability. The energy-intensive nature of high-heat processing and the reliance on packaging and transportation contribute to a food system that is unsustainable in the long run. Transitioning towards gentler, less processed food choices can help mitigate these environmental impacts. By choosing locally sourced, minimally processed ingredients and embracing cooking methods that conserve energy, we can reduce our environmental footprint. This shift requires a collective effort, from consumers demanding sustainable practices to policymakers implementing regulations that promote environmentally responsible food production. Section 5, Beyond the Kitchen, empowering consumers to make informed choices. Navigating the modern food landscape can feel overwhelming, can't it? From deciphering ingredient lists to understanding the implications of various processing methods, making informed choices requires knowledge and awareness. Consumers hold immense power in driving change within the food industry. By demanding transparency and prioritizing health and sustainability, we can influence the practices of food manufacturers and retailers. One crucial step is to become discerning label readers. Understanding the language of food labels empowers us to identify products that align with our values. Look for terms like steamed, poached, or slow-cooked, indicating gentler processing methods. Be wary of lengthy ingredient lists filled with artificial additives, preservatives, and unfamiliar chemicals, often indicative of ultra-processed foods. Supporting local farmers markets and businesses that prioritize sustainable practices is another powerful way to make a difference. By choosing locally sourced, seasonal ingredients, we not only reduce the environmental impact associated with transportation, but also support local economies and foster a deeper connection with our food. Engaging in conversations with farmers and food producers provides valuable insights into their practices and empowers us to make conscious choices. Knowledge is power. By equipping ourselves with information about food processing methods, their potential risks and healthier alternatives, we become conscious consumers. This awareness allows us to make choices that align with our values, prioritize our health, and contribute to a more sustainable food system. Section 6. A call for transparency, holding the food industry accountable for healthier practices. While individual choices are essential, systemic change requires a collective effort. The food industry, from manufacturers to retailers, bears a responsibility to prioritize the health and well-being of consumers. This responsibility extends beyond simply meeting regulatory requirements. It demands a commitment to transparency, ethical sourcing, and the adoption of processing methods that minimize potential harm. Consumers deserve clear and honest labeling that goes beyond listing ingredients to provide meaningful information about processing methods and their potential implications. This transparency empowers individuals to make informed choices aligned with their health concerns and values. The food industry should embrace this transparency as an opportunity to rebuild trust with consumers and demonstrate a commitment to ethical practices. Furthermore, the industry must invest in research and development to explore and implement gentler, less energy-intensive processing methods. This innovation is crucial for creating a food system that is both healthier and more sustainable. Collaboration between food scientists, nutrition experts, and culinary professionals can lead to the development of innovative techniques that preserve flavor, nutrition, and minimize environmental impact. The pursuit of profit should not come at the expense of public health or environmental well-being. By prioritizing transparency, ethical sourcing, and innovative processing methods, the food industry can regain consumer trust, contribute to a healthier society, and create a more sustainable future for food production. Section 7. The power of policy driving change towards safer food processing. Individual choices and industry initiatives are crucial, but policy changes are essential for creating a food system that prioritizes public health and environmental sustainability. Governments have a responsibility to implement regulations that protect consumers from potential risks associated with high heat processing and incentivize the adoption of safer alternatives. One crucial step is to establish stricter limits on the levels of potentially harmful compounds, such as HCAs and acrylamide, allowed in processed foods. These limits should be based on the latest scientific evidence and regularly reviewed to ensure they reflect current understanding of potential risks. Additionally, mandatory labeling requirements for processing methods, similar to those for genetically modified organisms, GMOs, can empower consumers to make informed choices. Furthermore, governments can incentivize the food industry to adopt gentler, less energy-intensive processing methods through tax breaks, subsidies, or other financial incentives. Supporting research and development in this area is crucial for driving innovation and creating a more sustainable and health-conscious food system. Public awareness campaigns can educate consumers about the potential risks of high heat processing and empower them to make healthier choices. Policy changes are not about creating unnecessary burdens on the food industry, but about establishing a level playing field that prioritizes public health and environmental well-being. By implementing sensible regulations and supporting innovation, governments can create a food system that benefits both consumers and the planet. Section 8. A future where food nourishes, not harms. A vision for a healthier tomorrow. Imagine a future where food, once again, is synonymous with nourishment and well-being. A future where the aroma of cooking evokes not just sensory pleasure, but also the reassurance of knowing that our meals are prepared with care, using methods that preserve both flavor and health. This vision is not a utopian dream, but an achievable goal requiring a collective awakening and a commitment to change. This shift begins with reclaiming our kitchens, rediscovering the art of gentle cooking, and embracing the flavors of fresh, minimally processed ingredients. It involves teaching future generations the importance of food literacy, empowering them to make informed choices that nourish their bodies and respect the environment. This transformation extends beyond individual kitchens, demanding a fundamental shift in our food system. Imagine a food industry that prioritizes transparency, ethical sourcing, and the well-being of both consumers and the planet. A food industry that invests in innovation, developing processing methods that enhance flavor while minimizing environmental impact and potential health risks. This vision requires collaboration from farmers to food scientists, policymakers to consumers, all working together to create a food system that nourishes, sustains, and inspires. This is not merely a return to the past, but a progression towards a future where food is no longer a source of hidden dangers, but a celebration of flavor, health, and sustainability. A future where the act of eating becomes an act of nourishment in the truest sense, benefiting both individuals and the planet. This is the future we must strive for. A future where food once again takes its rightful place as a source of life and well-being. Section 9. Small steps, big impact. Practical tips for reducing heat exposure in your diet. Transitioning towards a diet lower in heat-processed foods doesn't require a complete overhaul of your eating habits. Small, incremental changes can make a significant difference over time. Start by incorporating more fresh, whole foods into your meals. Opt for fruits and vegetables in their natural state, and experiment with different cooking methods like steaming, poaching, or stir-frying over low heat. When preparing meat, consider marinating it before grilling or broiling, which can help reduce the formation of HCAs. Additionally, remove charred portions of meat before consuming to minimize potential exposure to these compounds. For starchy foods like potatoes, try baking or roasting at lower temperatures, and for shorter durations to reduce acrylamide formation. Embrace the convenience of leftovers. Cooking larger batches of food allows you to enjoy home-cooked meals throughout the week, reducing the temptation to reach for processed options. Invest in quality food storage containers to keep leftovers fresh and appealing. Remember, every small step towards reducing heat exposure in your diet contributes to a healthier you and a more sustainable food system. Don't be afraid to experiment in the kitchen. Explore new recipes that utilize gentle cooking methods and involve your family and friends in the process. By making gradual changes and embracing a more mindful approach to cooking, you can enjoy delicious, nutritious meals while minimizing your exposure to potential risks associated with high heat processing. Section 10. Reclaiming our food system, a collective journey towards a healthier and more sustainable future. The journey towards a healthier and more sustainable food system requires a collective effort, a shared commitment to prioritizing our well-being and that of the planet. It's about moving beyond the allure of convenience and rediscovering the joy of nourishing ourselves with food that is both delicious and life-affirming. It's about demanding transparency from the food industry, advocating for policies that protect our health, and supporting businesses that prioritize ethical and sustainable practices. This transformation begins with awareness, a willingness to question the status quo, and a commitment to making informed choices. It's about reclaiming our kitchens, rediscovering the art of gentle cooking, and embracing the flavors of fresh, minimally processed ingredients. It's about teaching future generations the importance of food literacy, empowering them to make choices that nourish their bodies and respect the environment. This is not a journey to be taken alone. It requires collaboration, from farmers to food scientists, policymakers to consumers, all working together to create a food system that nourishes, sustains, and inspires. It's about bridging the gap between producers and consumers, fostering a deeper understanding of the journey our food takes from farm to table. By working together, we can create a food system that prioritizes health, sustainability, and the well-being of all. A food system that nourishes our bodies, respects our planet, and reconnects us to the joy of eating. This is the future we must strive for. A future where food once again takes its rightful place as a source of life, health, and shared abundance.